Hi guys, welcome back to Comic Talk Week 14. I'm Matt Kay, and this week I'm talking Superman. If you want to catch up on the current run, check out the previous issues at our Weird Future channel. This is part 2 of Super Monster involving Papa Superman shenanigans with Frankenstein and what looks to be his wife, so here we go, let's do it. So we find out Krug, the alien that took over the editor of the paper that Lois was going to work for, is wanted on multiple planets for murder, and we get this great image of Lois hitting her right in the face. Anyway, the day is saved, Krug is being sent to some shade prison, and Lois wants Superman to take her back to Hamilton County to free her friend now. So fierce. That is until the bride of Frankenstein shows up and destroys the prisoner transport. Turns out this bride is a bounty hunter who is here to collect on Krug, and her and Frankie aren't on the best of terms. She shoots off Frank's hand and takes Krug for herself, but Krug is a big, strong, independent man and decides he doesn't want to go with either of them, and blows himself up. Apparently this is an ability of his or hers, I'm not sure, they keep switching it, but eventually the creature will form back together, so they have to stop it. Frank and his former wife decide to start arguing, and that leads to a scuffle with no holding back. The best marriages are when you don't hold anything back, even gunfire. Superman, like the loving father he is, breaks them up and they decide to work together. The bride picks up Frank's hand where she sees both of their wedding rings on his finger, showing that he still loves her somewhere deep down in his monster heart. Lois takes the time to ask about what went wrong with these two lovebirds. We find out that their son had become a monster, and that they had gone to stop him, and the bride made the tough decision to kill him before he can kill others, which is pretty dark for a relatively light-hearted book. Lois decides to take Frank's voice-activated ship back into town to free Candace, which means Frank has to sit behind his former wife on her hoverbike. All the while we see Cobb the farmer from last issue watching them from outside his window. Krug reforms under the lake in his/her escape ship, and I gotta admit, Doug Mahnke does a great job with the reformation of this villain. The trio manages to stop Krug from getting away by trapping the alien in the ship like a sardine. Neither of the monsters really know what that means, and I think Frank likes that. A little bit of a sideways glance there. Hey baby, you know me? Booyah! Anyways, Frank offers Krug to the bride. And more than just that, he offers to become a family with her again, by saying one can become two, and two can eventually become three again. Please say yes, please say yes. No! The bride takes the ring and essentially tells Frank she doesn't want a family, she doesn't want him, and leaves. Superman doesn't know what to say, and Frank responds with there is nothing to say except goodbye, as he crushes her ring. Ugh, that was a rough one. In the end, we see Lois and Clark go to tuck in their sleeping son as he sleeps. At least one marriage is working out there. Man, I gotta say, this comic really hit me with the feels. Poor Frankenstein, he truly is God's loneliest man. Now I have to say, this comic has been consecutively good over the weeks, and I believe I've figured out why. Gleason and Tomasi just craft a fun story with crazy characters and plots, and it doesn't take itself too seriously, and I think that's a better fit for the Man of Steel. When you think about it, if you're too serious with Superman, you start to realize he's overpowered and not too much can be done with that. And what's up with Cobb the farmer? Either he's working with Mr. Oz, or he's a shapeshifter like Martian Manhunter trying to figure out more about Papa Superman. Overall, this comic was just another win in my book. If you're interested, Superman 14 is coming January 11th, and this next story arc looks to be the best one so far. Multiplicity, involving various Supermen, and actually involves part of Grant Morrison's Multiversity, so be on the lookout for that one. Like always, like, comment, subscribe, and maybe one can become two, because I will see you guys next week.